As you guys can see from that thumbnail right here, this is actually a story that I've already talked about before, so this is going to be an update, a final sentencing in this case, so we're glad that we'll at least know that some justice was served here. So if y'all would do me a favor and follow the story, we'll catch up on some of the details for those who might not be familiar. Let me give you a disclaimer, because some of the details are going to be difficult. So please, as a reminder, the details are difficult to hear. Bad things have happened to this child. If you can't hear that, I understand it. We should not be demonetized for just telling the details about what happened in this case. All right? So let me give you guys a disclaimer, and then we'll go from there. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So again, do I need to give another type of disclaimer? Because y'all might be traumatized. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Let me give you the details. A Tallahassee, Florida woman accused of hitting and killing a toddler, hitting him multiple times with a tire iron. Hitting a toddler with a tire iron in 2020 was sentenced to life in prison on Tuesday, according to the Second Judicial Circuit of Florida State Attorney's Office. This has been a long time coming. I think this was mom's girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. Again, mom's girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. This fool's name, let me back her face up just for a moment, is Talia, T-E-L-E-A Jefferson. Talia Jefferson's sentencing comes after the 28-year-old was arrested in October 2020 and indicted on charges of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse with a deadly weapon in connection to the 3-year-old boy's death. Let me get his face back up on the screen so y'all can see his full name. His full name, if y'all want to look it up, and rest in peace, young Prince, rest in peace. Miguel Douglas Emmanuel Wright. What an awesome name he had. And what a bright smile this young man had that was stolen, taken away from him. A month after the young boy's death, prosecutors actually sought the death penalty against Jefferson after she was accused of killing the young child going by the name of Miguel while he was in her care as her mother worked. So this was mom's girlfriend. Her punishment was reduced to life behind bars following a plea agreement consented to by the child's parents, according to the prosecutors. The Tallahassee Democrat reported. The day the incident unfolded, Jefferson took the child to an emergency room with cuts to his forehead and face. Court records indicated the caretaker who lived with the victim, his 6-year-old brother, and the children's mother, initially telling authorities that the young boy had fallen from the sink and hit his head on the toilet. Sounds like another bathtub story. It's a lie. It's bull crap. It's usually all bull crap. However, Jefferson later relented, admitting to having beaten the 3-year-old with a tire iron 3 to 4 times. She said it was only 3 to 4 times. Due to him not listening to her directions. How many times have I talked about LGBT female couples and the violence? Quite a bit. They don't think rationally. They usually don't get in trouble for being violent. So they believe that anytime that they get mad, they have the right to be violent. And matter of fact, even to try to make up for the lack of not having a father inside the home, her trying to overcompensate, trying to be overly masculine for her lack of being masculine, because she ain't no man, nor will she ever will be. You could never compare a woman to a man, right? We need to respect the differences, and people like this don't respect the differences. Trying to overcompensate and think that I got to, and that's how you raise kids. You not listening to me, so I'm going to murder you. I'm going to kill you. And she thought that that was normal. Investigators also found that Jefferson delayed taking the child to the hospital up to 3 hours. When the child finally arrived at Tallahassee Medical Health Care, he was declared dead by that time. Noted arrest transcripts at the time, she would admit that he was likely deceased prior to transporting him to Tallahassee Medical Health Care, to the hospital. Police also noted that Miguel had injuries throughout his body in various stages of healing, so this has been an ongoing thing. When asked, Jefferson confirmed the use of physical punishment during prior incidents. She would indicate the boy was stubborn. Authorities determined that Miguel and his sibling were subjected to prior abuse. Not immediately clear as to what degree the two boys' mother was also complicit in the child abuse the brothers suffered. The Department of Children and Families took custody of the sibling according to Law and Crime. It was previously revealed that Jefferson, being romantically involved with the children's mother, again, that's why I said this was a relationship with two LGTBs, before their relationship ending. It remained unclear the ongoing dynamic between the two women and whether the boy was attacked as a consequence of potential friction within their relationship. And you know what? I can believe it. I can totally believe it. So let me show you guys the one and only video that I could find, since nobody else is talking about this and celebrity news is the only thing that matters in this world. Let me show you guys what I found, the one and only video.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
And y'all can help share these stories. I know I say it all the time. Y'all can help these stories go viral. Share them in your favorite true crime groups if they allow it. But these stories need a lot more attention than what they're getting, okay? So here we go.
New tonight, the woman accused of beating a 3-year-old to death in Tallahassee will stay in jail for now. That's the word from a Leon County judge this morning, who says the murder and the child abuse charges against 23-year-old Talia Jefferson are justified. ABC 27's Chantel Navarro has been following this story for us today. Chantel, what's next in this investigation?
Jefferson will be held without bond until her first pretrial hearing. Now tonight, what happened to 3-year-old Miguel is bringing attention to a bigger issue.
Held no bond until the pretrial motion for detention can be heard in front of the trial judge. Okay?
Okay, what, do you know when is that?
No, ma'am, I do not.
23-year-old Talia Jefferson in front of a judge on Thursday, where she was assigned a public defender in the murder of 3-year-old Miguel. Court documents released on Wednesday show she confessed to beating Miguel to death with a tire iron on Monday. Documents show there were signs of prior abuse on his body, with Jefferson admitting she'd been physical with him and his older brother before. While these circumstances are rare, cases of child abuse in the Big Bend are not.
Currently appointed to well over 700 children in 6 counties.
The Guardian Ad Litem program in Leon covers the entire Big Bend. They're the people the court assigns children to after an independent investigation of abuse by the Department of Children and Families. Once their investigation is complete, the group works with volunteers to determine if the child can stay with a relative or will be put in foster care.
It would be nice to think that child abuse was on the decrease, but that's just simply not the case, particularly since we have been in this pandemic since mid-March.
Sika Green is with the Children's Home Society. The organization handles case management, foster care, and operates a child protection team. Green says the Florida Abuse Hotline receives 15 to 20,000 calls a month. Now, they're only seeing about 3,000 calls monthly.
Now we are in a space where many children are home doing hybrid. There is definitely more opportunity for frustrations to arise.
Green says it's partially due to less eyes on those kids due to remote learning. Green says it's now up to the community to watch out and help these kids stay safe before another tragedy happens. Green says if you see a child thinning, has bruises or flinches at the touch or the sound of their name, that could be signs of abuse. If so, they encourage you to call the Florida Abuse Hotline. Those numbers are on our website. That's WTXL.tv. For now, live in Tallahassee, Chantal Navarro, ABC 27.
Well, it just doesn't seem like they're doing it enough. We continue to keep losing babies. And here's the thing, like, this woman, this LGTB, had every opportunity, knowing that she don't like these kids, knowing that she can't produce kids with another woman, and you put yourself in this situation. Nobody's forcing you to be in this situation. The fact that they had the death penalty on the table lets you know how absolutely horrible this is. Like, she didn't have to do this. And she had been beating the hell out of these kids. She didn't like them. She didn't love them. She didn't want to see them grow up and become anything great at all. The death penalty would have been great. A life sentence in prison with no possibility of parole, we're just going to have to accept that's about as good as it's going to get. But Miguel suffered an unbelievably horrible death. Young Prince, R.I.P. But yeah, again, you know, I know some people might not agree with my stance on a lot of different things, especially when it comes to LGTB relationships. You don't have to debate that with me. Debate it with statistics. Debate it with the government. Debate it with the people that are putting the actual stats out there with what's reported, because it's probably higher than what it is. We've got plenty of videos, lots of videos, personal experience, whatever you want to put out there to show that generally, not all, but most LGTB relationships when it comes to women and women are usually highly hormonal and highly volatile. That's the thing that draws them together, that makes them think that they're supposed to be together. But it's just like the way magnetism works. It repels for a reason, because it is unnatural. That is an unpopular opinion, maybe, but it's the right opinion. That's what nature tells us. Again, thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind as well as an open heart to this story. Make it go viral. If you disagree, post a comment in the comment section. Let's talk about it, okay? Thank you.